Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayit Nashtaprayeshu Avadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रहे ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna,
कृष्ण
Krishna Krishna,
हरे
Hare
हरे
Hare,
हरे
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
राम
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
कृष्ण
Hare Krishna. That's
So thank you for joining back, and I hope you are all doing good and keeping healthy as well. I think the cases is going to like it is increasing more now in UK. So please be careful, take care. And so yesterday we discussed about some technical things about the time and everything. But two important thing we discussed yesterday is that that pure devotees they smell the fragrance of lotus feet of Lord through their ears, like the work of sense of nose they do by ear. Again, Brahmaji told that they even see Lord through their ears. So by hearing from a bona fide spiritual master, from a bona fide disciple succession, they get the nectar of looking or seeing Krishna and smelling the lotus feet of Krishna by their ears. So that was important point from yesterday, and we discussed about more of kind of technical things, what time, how it divided with different times, and then yeah, then Vidura. So we are entering chapter 13 now, chapter 13 from Canto 3. So Vidura inquired about Manu. He said, okay, so after, we also seen that, Brahmaji created first Chatush Kumar. They denied, they said, okay, we will be leaving Brahmachari and we won't uh, procreate any more population for that. And then, then Lord Shiva, and then we discussed about so many sages, 10 sages, even 11 sages, the Kadar Muni, and then Swayambhu Manu. Swayambhu Manu accepted that, okay, Lord Brahmaji, I will do whatever you want me to do. So Vidura asked, after instruction of Brahmaji, what did Swayambhu Manu do? And he got a wife as well, Shatarupa. So the question being asked that after that, Swayambhu Swayambhu Manu asked the question. So you want me to carry on with the progeny and increase the population? So please let me know, where shall I do it? Where shall I supposed to do? What happened at that time? The Earth planet was actually drowned in the Garbhodaka Ocean. So we need a place to do it. So as asked by Manu, then Brahma meditated, and once after Brahma meditation, from his nose Barahadev comes. So we know incarnation of Barahadev. So there are two Barahadev actually incarnations. So one Baraha is happened in this first, is the first millennium, or in Swayambhu Manu. So he lifted the earth from the Garbhodaka ocean where Mahavishnu, Garbhodaka Vishnu is lying, and he placed in the proper orbit, right? And then Manu started doing rest of the things. So three instructions were given by Brahmaji to Manu. He said, begot children similar to you in quality, because you are obedient, you are a devotee of Lord. So like that. And then rule the earth. So we know that in one day of Brahma there are 14 Manus. So this is the first Manu, so Ambu Manu. And then he says, worship the Lord through sacrifices. So these are three instructions given by Brahmaji to Manu. And then he glorified that you are obedient, and I know you will be doing my what I desire. And then Manu started doing things. So by placing the place, then Swambhu Manu started making living entities. So he from his wife. And then the basically that earth was actually filled with the Garbhodak ocean, and Baradev lifted. So this is called as Shweta Baraha. So one what we know about that Baradev, he killed Hirnaksha and lifted the ocean, that is called as Nila Baraha. That happens in 6th millennium or 6th Manvantar, right? So by hearing this, by hearing this, Vidura wanted to know about Nilabara as well. He said, okay, please explain me about Nilabara. He asked a question to Maitri Muni. And the Maitri Muni went into that other topic, and he described a bit, So we'll be hearing this topic again in the pastimes of Prahlad Maharaj. So in a nutshell, we will understand it what happened. So once uh, Chatus Kumar, okay, before that, what happens? There is son of Brahma called Kashyapa, and there is a wife of his is called Diti, and Diti is again, she is daughter of Daksha Prajapati. So once what happened, Diti is one of the wife of uh, Kashyapa Muni. So she approached, sorry, I think, is anyone speaking? No. So Diti approached Kashyapa Muni in a bad time, in an inauspicious time, to begot child. She said, my like your wives, they have children, but I do not have, and so please bestow me these blessings. So please unite with me and give me children as well. However, Kashyapa Muni said, this is not auspicious time. That was evening time. He said, this is not auspicious time. This time, the ghost who are, they used to roam around, and this is not a proper time for it. I'll satisfy your desire. Whatever you have desire, it will be fulfilled. But please restrain from now. This is very inauspicious time. However, the desire of Diti was so much that even Kashyapa Muni could not, restrain him, and by that she begot a child. So after that, after the union, Diti regretted it too much. She said, I could have actually obeyed you, and it's I you requested me not to unite now, but I did it because of my desire. And then as she was lamenting, she got to know that the the twins will be born from her, and those will be creating so much havoc in this universe. And by saying that, Diti started lamenting much. She regretted a bit. And then Kashyap Muni said, okay, as you are regretting too much for your deed, you are accepting that you have done something mistake, and I'll tell you one more thing, that from these two, the next generation will become a great devotee. That is, will Prahlad Maharaj will come in that dynasty. And also, he told that these two sons will be killed by Krishna himself, or Vishnu will appear to kill them. And then by hearing this, Diti, she kept the her pregnancy for 100 years. There are two reasons to do it. So the two reasons were, one, that these children will create havoc. So she wanted to you know take the time as much as she could. And second, that Anyway, they are going to be killed by Lord Vishnu. So she was a bit happy that okay, Krishna will come and kill them, not by the curse of any Brahmanas. So there are two things for that. She hold a pregnancy for a lot time, and that is how we end our 13 and 14 chapters in a nutshell. And then it got it more elaborated by that Brahmaji saying that uh, Diti, as Diti was holding the pregnancy for 100 years, kind of disturbances happening in the all three worlds, and all the devatas they approached Brahmaji and said, okay, please see what's happening, please find the cause of what's happening here. Then Brahmaji narrates a story again. He said it's because Diti has Diti has a son or two sons who are going to be killed by Vishnu, and she is holding that those son in her womb. That's the reason the suffering is. And he said there is no one can do anything for it. Even Krishna or Vishnu will come to deliver those. And this goes a bit more elaborately in next phase when we discuss about Prahlad Maharaj. But in a nutshell, he says there were two Dwarpal in Vaikuntha, Jai Vijay. Once Sanat Kumar came there, and then Sanat Kumar wanted to enter the Vaikuntha, but these two, they Jai Vijay, they stopped him. And Jai Vijay, they cursed, sorry, they cursed by uh, Chatus Kumar that you are behaving like this, you will be going into back to uh, this mortal world, this material world. And then as Vishnu came up, and then he said, okay, no worries. And it was a Leela actually. We will discuss it elaborately in when we are discussing our Prahlad Maharaj episode. It's a Leela because Krishna wanted to enjoy Birya Rasa. So there are kind of 12 types of rasas, or he wanted to enjoy the pastimes. So he thought, whom shall I fight? I need someone to fight as strong as me. So these Jai Vijay, they came in three lives. We know about Hinaksha, Hinakashipu, the first life of these two brothers, and then Ravana and Kumbhakarna, the second, and third is Shishupal and what's the right name? Dantavakra in Dwapar. So these are the three lives. We'll elaborate it again. So by saying that, Narad Muni described a bit more detail about the Vaikuntha. I'll just touch one point there. He says the Vaikuntha man, in the Vaikuntha man, they are as same as like God. They have four hands. However, they are servant of Lord. They used to serve them. And he described about five types of mukti. So the mukti, five types of mukti, one is called as Sarupya, having same form as Krishna or Vishnu. It's called as Sarupya Mukti. Then Salokya Mukti, getting the loka of Vishnu is Salokya Mukti. Then called Sarishti Mukti, like getting opulences as same as them. Maybe someday we will elaborate these five types in a more detail. And then fourth one is Samipya. Samipya means staying near, closer to Vishnu. So four types of mukti. And the fifth one is called as Sahujya. Sahujya is basically merging into the Brahman. But Prabhupada explains many a time that there is nothing called Sahujya Mukti, and even devotees do not talk about this merging, because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mamaivansya Jivaloke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. So we are Krishna's part and partial, and we Bhutana means we are from past and will remain for Sanatan. So it's always there. We are always different parts. We cannot merge into Krishna. Some philosophers say that when we get liberated we become God. That doesn't happen anything. Prabhupada explains in a way that it's like a huge forest, greenery forest, and a parrot enters in the forest. So from outside it looks like parrot has gone, and there is no identity of parrot. But if someone goes inside the forest, he can see the trees as well as parrot as well. But from outside it looks like one, because parrot is green and forest is green. And devotee even don't aspire for any of the muktis. They aspire for serving lotus feet of Lord Krishna, right? And that was one of the important point from there. And he described more about how Vaikuntha looks like, how Vaikuntha forest is. There they have the desire tree, kalpa vriksha. So here in this world, if we have a mango tree, the tree only can give us mango, or banana tree can just give us banana, or whatever it is. But in Vaikuntha, these trees are called as, desire tree or kalpa vriksha. Whatever you want, you can get from there. And he goes more about the Vaikuntha couple, that, they actually, we will see about the Vaikuntha couple, more description when we go on to Kardama Muni and Dehuti, Mother Dehuti episode. It's coming very, very near. And then by describing this, he elaborate more about those things. And then at last he says, these two sons are actually, they are coming into, they are right now in the Diti's womb. And that is why he is, this whole turbulences is happening. Then also he described about more about the women. He says, even the apsaras, who are heavenly women, even the Vaikuntha women are more brilliant, more beautiful than these as well. This being described more in chapter 15. And he described about important thing, that who cannot enter Vaikuntha. We sometimes say, okay, we want to get liberation and we want to go to Vaikuntha, but here a description will come who cannot enter Vaikuntha. It says, those people who are engaged in hearing bad topics, or whose mind and intelligence are corrupted, and these kind of people, they cannot enter it. But the persons who who are engaged in hearing about Krishna Katha, and whose essence of life is completely wiped out, and people, they can go, the material desires goes away, then they can enter doors over there. Like just the nature will be of serving to Lord Krishna. And any topic against of Krishna Katha, it's called as material topic, and material topics is not a qualification to enter to the spiritual realm. And then he says, uh, we should try to engage ourselves in Krishna Katha, so that we can become eligible over there. So by explaining those, and Brahmaji said that no one can do anything. Vishnu, he will come and he will deliver this. Even Vishnu will come to deliver this Jai Vijay. So the main point was, Vishnu wanted to have a enjoy his Birya Rasa, or Rasa of fighting. So he made this plan. Actually, we will be doing a bit more detail when we'll doing the Prahlad Maharaj episode, and that we know how the Jai Vijay in the Vaikuntha can become, stop someone where no one can enter. Why there is a need of God, and how did Chatus Kumar being so elevated, they curse him. So these details we will be discussing later on. Having said that, uh, Lord Brahma says that, okay, I think we'll then he described a bit about fighting of Hirnaksha and Baradev. So that is second Baraha, that is called as Nila Baraha. So first Baraha, who lifted the earth for the providing the place to Swambhu Manu, is Sweta Baraha, and the second one is called as Nila Baraha. So Nila Baraha, he actually fought with Hirnaksha, and uh, I think the fight goes for a long time, and at the end, Baradev just slapped one slap to Hinaksha, and Hinaksha were dead. So just to enjoy his fighting pleasure, he was just doing this Leela. And that is how we can enter into 19th chapter, where the demon Hinaksha being killed. That's even described as well here. And then there is a nice conversation started between Maitra Muni. Maitra Muni said, okay, so please come back to the first one, because we are discussing about first Manu Mantra about, and then we somehow enter into the sixth one. So he said, okay, let's come back where we are discussing about uh, Kardamba Muni, sorry, Swayambhu Manu and Satyarupa. So Swayambhu Manu and Satyarupa, being obedient to his father Brahmaji, they they started begotten childrens. And then uh, also a bit Maitra Muni explains more about creations, that we also discussed yesterday a bit more, that three type of creation happen. One is nourished horizontally, and two nourished vertically, and in vertically one gets nourished downward and one gets nourished upward. So what were those? The animals, when we see a dog, cat, these all, they get nourishment vertically, sorry, horizontally. Means, from one end they eat, and from other the body get nourished, and from other end they pass out the waste materials. And in vertical there are two types. One get nourished from downward to upward. These are tree immovables. So tree get nourishment from the roots. The roots are downwards, and the whole tree get nourished. And we living entity or human being, we get nourished from upward. We take from food from upward, and the vertical nourishment goes on, and from downward the waste material goes. And by this he explains more about the yakshas, rakshas, how they has been created, and the creation of demons, and even Gandharva, Apsaras, the Bhuta, Pishach, Sadhyas, that's been described in 19th, 20th chapter. And then Swayambhu Manu, Swayambhu Manu begot five children. Swayambhu Manu begot five children. One is Akuti and Prasuti and Devavati, three daughters, and two sons, Uttanpad and Priyavrata. And Akuti was married to Ruchi Rishi, and then Prasuti married to Daksha Prajapati, and Devavati married to Kardamba Muni. And then we will see when Uttanpad's son become Dhruva Maharaj, and there's a nice fast times happens in fourth canto, where Dhruva Maharaj was uh, went to forest to worship Lord Vishnu at the age of 5, and in 6th month he pleased Vishnu. Even Narada Muni intervened. It's okay, okay, you are a small child, you need to play, don't come here, it's a forest, no, there are wild animals and this and that. But he said, if you can show me the path where I am heading, I am ready to listen you. Otherwise, please let me go and find my destination. And by that, in just 6 months, he could see Vishnu in front of him. Amazing. That will be amazing story we will still see. And then again it goes about the dynasty of Priyavrata. That also again continues in after I think it's in fifth canto as well, right? So this way the five sons, three daughters and two sons of Swayambhu Manu, and that is how it's been. We've nearly completed 20 chapters. And then in 21 chapters, there is a discussion between Manu and Kardama Muni. So Kardama Muni was a great devotee. He was very
Hare
learned.
Krishna, sorry to interrupt, Prabhu. I think Arijit Prabhu is waiting. He is unable to connect. He sent message on Zoom. I mean WhatsApp.
Okay. Just 1 second. Then just 1 second.
It's
Sorry, please.
it's in waiting room or maybe
No,
something.
no one is in the waiting room. I think
Okay.
it should be because everyone is here. Okay. Uh, anyway, I'll ask him to listen the recording. Okay, I'll ask him to listen the recording. Otherwise, uh, I'm not sure because everyone is here, but might be something else. However,
Okay.
anyway, we are about to finish in 10 15 minutes, so I'll ask him to listen the recording. I think that should be fine. Okay. Okay. So then, Kadam Muni was a son of Brahmaji, and he was a great yogi. And then Vidura inquires to Manu that after the five sons, how this go on again. Then he inquires about the lineage of these five, because we discussed yesterday that it's very good to hear about Krishna Katha, and also it's advisable to hear about the glorious devotees of Lord as well. So both are needed. We need to, because when we hear about the devotees, we understand how to act in the situation, or how to do service to Lord. And in this way we will see. So Kardana Muni and Dehuti, this episode is very very kind of meaningful for grahasthas. Normally in general people think that okay, when we need to start a spirituality means we have to give up everything. We might have to give up our family, we need to go to Himalaya, we need to be secluded place, but it's not like that. We will see how Kardama Muni and Devavati, being in the service of Lord, they've enjoyed their family life as well, and at the end Kardama Muni renounces the life as well, uh, his grasta life. So we know where the four ashrams is there. uh, no, so I think he cannot connect today. Okay, anyway. So Kadam Muni was a son of Brahma. I think he was the 11th son of Brahma, and he was a Mahayogi. And Devahuti is the daughter of Manu. So, so we just understood that Manu has three daughters and two sons. So Kadam Muni was instructed by Lord Brahma to get married and create progeny, but he did tapasya first. He did so much austerities for many. I think it's 10,000 years of austerity he did. And by performing austerity, just see, we sometimes say, okay, what to ask to Krishna. And after performing so much bhakti or devotion or austerity, he could see Krishna, he could see Vishnu, he could see Vishnu coming on the back of Garuda, and he came in front of him. And Krishna was so pleased with his austerity. And he said, "Oh Kadamuni, Kadamuni saw the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is actually free from all metal contamination. And he could see in his eternal form, effulgent like sun. He explains, like wearing a garland of white lotus and a water lilies. And the Lord was clad in a spotless yellow silk. We always see the garment of Lord normally in Krishna is the yellowish, right? And he could see his lotus face was fringed with slick dark locks of curly hairs. I think you can see the picture of Adi Kavi here in our group. You can see the pictures of Lord Krishna's curly hair and the bluish face. So in our Zoom also you can see the Krishnas, right? So this kind of Krishna, he could see Kadamuni in front of him, and he was in Garuda. And then by Kadamuni, by seeing Krishna, he started praying to him, right? He glorified Krishna. He says he says that no, oh great, oh supreme worshipable Lord, my power of sight is now fulfilled. So by seeing him, he said, now you the power which we have given to us to see is now being fulfilled. And having attained the greatest perfection of the sight of you, who is the reservoir of all existence. So when we see this glorification from all the great souls, even if we see our Brahma, our Maitra Muni and Vidura, everyone is glorifying Krishna as reservoir of all existence. And that Krishna same says in Bhagavad Gita as well, Mata Paratram Nanyat, isn't it? And then says, through many successive births of deep meditation, an advanced yogi aspire to see your transcendental form. If you see in Bhagavad Gita chapter 6, Krishna explains about the process of meditation or yoga, Ashtanga yoga especially. And that Ashtanga yoga is actually very difficult in general for common people. And here Kadamuni says the same thing, that the advanced yogi, they actually aspire to see your form. And that is the rare, you can't be seen by those as well. And Krishna says, Manushyanam sahastre tu kaschid yatati siddhye yatamapi siddhanam kaschin mama veti tattvataha. Out of thousands of people, someone aspire to do these self-realizations. And out of lakhs of people who are aspiring, barely one can see me in truth. And Kadamuni says, okay, but right now you are in front of me. And that is why my eyes, the sight of power, power of sight is being fulfilled just by seeing you. And Krishna, he is the combination of pure goodness and all auspiciousness. And by seeing you, he says, my eye become perfect. When we say about pure goodness, so there are three modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance. And pure goodness is the higher than these three. In pure goodness, there is no effect of three modes. So three modes cannot no. And by saying glorifying Krishna, uh, he said, Krishna said, Vishnu said, okay, please ask for some boon, because I am pleased with your devotion. Ask something boon. And you know what he desired? He said, I want to marry a girl. So that's my desire. So please fulfill my desire. And he again says, I want to marry a girl. However, this desire is to fulfill the desire of Lord Brahma, my father, because my father had uh, instructed me to marry and increase the population. So I did tapasya to get a wife who can fulfill the desire of my father Brahma. And I know that this desire of Brahmaji actually is the desire of yours. So this is the, imagine how, in a very nice poetic way, he explained to Lord Krishna that my desire is to marry, but still the desire is somehow is your desire. And so please fulfill my desire. And then he says, uh, the Lord Lotus feet will protect the devotees from all material miseries. Hare Krishna. Okay. By explaining this, Kadara to Vishnu, he got pleased with him, and then he asked for a wife. And then Lord says, "Okay, do not worry. Very soon, the arrangement is already done. Very soon you will be delivered a wife, and her name is Devahuti, and she's daughter of Swayambhu Manu." And just after 2 days, Swayambhu Manu, and after saying this, Krishna left, and the Swayambhu Manu was still there meditating. And he said that you will begot 9 daughters, and as you have done service to me, and I am so pleased, I personally will come to you as a son. Just imagine Krishna saying, I will come to you as a son, and that is the incarnation of Kapila Deva. So Kapila Deva, who have elaborately explained about Sankhya Yoga, or the analysis of this material cosmos. And so there are basically Kadam Muni and Devahuti In future they are going to be got 10 children, 9 daughters and one Kapil Dev will be incarnation of Krishna himself. And then by saying this, Krishna left back, and when Lord departed, after 2 days, Swayambhu Manu arrives there with his wife Shatarupa and daughter Dehuti. So he got three daughters, Dehuti, Aputi, and Prasuti, and Dehuti was to given to this. See, Swayambhu Manu is a ruler of whole world, universe, isn't it? So opulent. And in the other hand, Kadanu Muni, he is a great yogi, just living and nothing is there with him, just another tree. He is satisfied. How can the match be? But as per the arrangement, he came, and then Kadam Muni received Manu very opulently. He said, okay, uh, with great honor, though he didn't have anything, but he with great honor he received Kadam Muni to Manu, and then Kadam Muni also glorified to Manu. He said, you you actually are nearly the energy of Lord, and none other than Lord Vishnu, who is the king of this representative of Lord Vishnu. You are the same. You are very much like Krishna, like Vishnu, because you are actually with the service to Krishna, you are maintaining everything, and you are the ruler of this source, and you are the man. Uh, by glorifying more, he says, without you, the varnashrama will be destroyed, and irreligion will increase. So as uh, I'll accept whatever you say me. And then Kadana Muni, after glorifying him, Manu glorified starting Kadana Muni. He said, okay, this is a two-way. One is glorifying, another is glorifying as well. And he says, Brahma created you, and you are the son of Brahma, and for and also you are Brahmana, the great yogi, and for Brahmana protection, the Kshatriya has been created. And by saying that, Manu offered his daughter Dehuti. He said, please accept my daughter Dehuti, and she is from a great family seeking husband. And Dehuti also seeking husband, and so please accept my daughter as your wife. And by fixing, he says, by fixing mind on you and up, because what happened, Dehuti, even why Kadar Muni came here, is being said that Narada Muni was actually glorifying about Karnava Muni to Swambhu Manu, and Dehuti, she was hearing it, and that's why she said, we have heard about you from Narada Muni, and she is like the Dehuti is suitable wife for you, so please accept it. And he explained that she got two more brother, Priyavrata and Uttanapad, and by requesting his hand, he says, please do not deny this offering, because you know it sometimes happen, the teaching comes like, when something good comes to us, we see that okay, it's the blessings and we should accept it. And he says, so please accept by its your own accord and do not deny this offering. And then uh, Prabhupada writes in purport, there are two kind of brahmachari. So one is called a Naistik brahmachari, who is celibacy for whole life, and there is one is called as Upakurna, who is celibacy till a certain time. So we might have a question, okay, he was a great yogi, maybe kind of brahmachari from a livelihood, but why he's accepting a wife now? That is not wrong. So even there are four ashrama, that the ashram is there to cultivate the right intention and right mood, and hence Kadam Muni accepted her. Kadam Muni, by even accepted the proposal, we said, okay, yes, I was also looking to get married, and who would reject Dehuti? And he narrated one story. He said, even Gandharva, they were flying once, and Dehuti was on the top of the terrace. Just by seeing her beauty, they fell from the airplane, because Gandharva, they actually fly with their own airplanes, and by seeing that, someone has failed his. So why I will not accept Dehuti? And any wise man would welcome her. So it's 2040, and yeah. So okay, I'll just take more 2 minutes more, and then Kadam Muni married Dehuti, and then Dehuti. Okay, so Dehuti started serving Kadam Muni, and Sattarupa, and Kadam, Swayambhu Manu, both they gave so many present as well as dowry to him, and then Manu started feeling separation. Okay, I'm leaving my daughter now, and like normally we see in our normal marriages, the parents and the they starts crying, and then the pure tear poured out from the Manu, and how Manu and Satarupa returned back to their kingdom, and Manu started ruling everything, and there was a whole kind of description is given how Manu was started ruling, and then going on that, the great kings are actually called as Rajarishis, and when the time comes, they can give up everything. They take responsibility as well as they are fully detached, right? And then in this way, it's being said that he ruled a long, and then we will be discussing about the next phase or from tomorrow, how Dehuti and Kadamuni, they they enjoyed their life. Early in very early stage, Dehuti she served Kadamuni with full dedication and full service, and later on she asked Kadamuni to give children, and then we'll see tomorrow from there. And very nice story, and it's also basically it inspires everyone to how being as a householder, being in grasta life, we can serve Lord as well, right? So here we see that how Kadam Muni being pleased by doing austerity pleased Krishna, and asked for son, and sorry, asked for a wife, and just by the mercy, Krishna wanted to come in his house, right? So we'll carry on from here tomorrow, and we are right now on 22nd chapter of third canto. So we have more 10 chapters to go in this canto. Any questions? Okay, so you could manage to get in, Arijit Prabhu.
Yeah, we did Guruji, but quite a class, so we have missed most of the class today.
The Wi-Fi.
Okay, no problem. I will upload on YouTube anyway. You can have a look on go. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you everyone for joining again. And I think we have more 10, 12 days for this month, and we need to decide how we are going ahead on that. Okay. Thank you everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.